Welcome back everyone. With Russell Westbrook continuing to underperform, it's become clear that a change definitely needs to be made. However, there are different ways of going about that, and not everyone agrees with the same approach, both in regard to what fans believe, and with what the team believes too. I mean, sure, a majority of people would agree that he needs to be traded, but even how they go about doing that is not agreed upon either. Between where they trade him, when they trade him, and what they get in return for him, there is a lot to think about there, and all of that has to do with only one option alone. In reality though, there are many more ways to go about quote-unquote change, and in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 of them in particular, all of which hold a certain amount of risk. No matter what they do with him, it will definitely hold some risk, and whether that comes within the short term or long term, how they go about that change could potentially haunt them for years to come. And with that in mind, we'll be breaking down every option they have, along with weighing the pros and cons to each of them, as there is no completely perfect scenario here. Before we do that though, I would like to invite you to join our NBA Discord. If you enjoy having NBA or Laker related discussion, chatting with others during live games, or simply talking about the NBA in general, then I guarantee you would enjoy it. I'll leave a link to join both on the screen and in the video description down below. And yes, it is free to join by the way. Without further ado though, let's get back to today's topic. And option number 1 would be keeping Westbrook, along with trying to make him a better fit on their team and within their starting lineup moving forward. This would be the option that would drive fans absolutely crazy, but unfortunately, it does remain one for them moving forward, and likely the one they'll be going with for the time being. They have yet to announce any type of change, and for now anyways, we have to assume that this is what they're planning to do, which I really doubt will lead to anything good. In my opinion, it would be foolish to believe that he would somehow become a great fit in a lineup with LeBron and Anthony Davis, and would fully commit to being an off-ball player on offense. How do they word that again? Oh yeah, how about the definition of insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting a different result, and that would be the definition of option number 1. The only benefit here would be avoiding giving up too much for a short-term trade, and then to maintain financial flexibility moving forward. However, there are other and better ways of accomplishing that, and that leads to option number 2, which although involves keeping him for the time being, they would be bringing him off the bench, decreasing his minutes overall, and not playing him during end-of-game situations. They've only tried bringing him off the bench once, and it did not last very long either, with Westbrook having to be removed from the game due to an injury. Whether or not he was faking that injury is up to interpretation, but it might be worth trying again, as they need to do something to further separate the minutes between him and LeBron. They quite obviously cannot coexist on the court. Anthony Davis can play with either of them, but when LeBron and Westbrook share the court together, it immediately kills their floor spacing. At that point, LeBron becomes their primary ball handler and playmaker, which he definitely should be by the way, and then Westbrook moves into an off-ball role. They were hoping to make him more effective in that role this season, but that has proven to be a failure so far, with him shooting even worse compared to last season, and not providing much off-ball movement either. Bringing him off the bench is their final hope to get something out of him. I do not believe he can work within their starting lineup, and although he might not be able to work off the bench either, it would at least be worth a shot. But now moving on to option number 3, and here we have the ultimatum of keeping him, but rather than sending him to the bench, they would be sending him home. They've often looked better without him on the court, and they are more than capable of replacing him within their rotation. Not only do they have Patrick Beverley, but they have Kendrick Nunn, Austin Reeves, and eventually a healthy Dennis Schroeder who can play point guard for them too. That is more than enough point guard depth, and many believe that they did that purely to have this very option, as sending him home might be able to make them a better team. They are definitely losing individual talent by doing that, but as we found out, individual talent means nothing without it fitting together, and weeding out the bad fit might be able to directly improve their team. If that were to be true, then they might be able to avoid the pressure of making a bad trade for him, and maybe even feel comfortable to simply let his contract run out. Now I'm not sure that I really agree with that, but it is an option for them nonetheless, and one that could potentially hold some benefit. It might be a bit extreme, though we have seen it work in the past. Maybe not yet with a player of his level, but simply removing a bad fit, a poor attitude, or a combination of both can do wonders for a team, and there lies the argument for option number 3. But now moving on to option number 4, and here we have the option of pressing the panic button and going with whatever trade is currently available regardless of the price. And the only deal that we 100% know is available for them right now is with the Indiana Pacers, which will without a doubt be an overpay. They are demanding not 1, but 2 first-round draft picks, and with both of them being completely unprotected, and then in return, they are offering Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, who although are quality players, they definitely come with major flaws. Turner is currently hurt already, Hield does not look very good, and especially not on defense, and then they do not fill the Lakers' biggest need either. I believe that to be wing depth, and specifically with 1 or even 2 bigger forwards who can provide 3-point shooting, wing defense, or preferably a combination of both, and those 2 are simply not able to provide that. I mean, don't get me wrong here, trading for them would improve their team, but not enough to make them top tier contenders, and likely not even that if Miles Turner cannot stay healthy. And other than that trade, we don't know for sure if there is one available. I would like to think that deal with San Antonio would be, but we have not heard an official offer that they have made, nor one that the Lakers have made to them either. And with the Spurs getting off to a surprisingly good start, they might ride it out for a while, which would likely make them an unavailable option. But now moving on to their 5th and final option, and here we have the strategy of waiting for more trade options to become available, along with combining one of the prior options too. We've heard the report about them planning to wait for a trade anyways, but rather than simply waiting and doing nothing involving Westbrook, they could move him to the bench or even send him home while they wait. Again, there's no guarantee that doing either of that would make them better, but it might buy them some time to make a trade, which they definitely would benefit from. Rather than caving into the demands of the Indiana Pacers, they could wait it out and hope for a team like Charlotte, San Antonio, or maybe Orlando to become a trade partner with them down the line. They are each bottom tier teams within their respective conference, and are very unlikely to make the playoffs, let alone the play-in tournament either. And despite both Charlotte and San Antonio getting off to a hot start, I doubt it will last for much longer. And if they are patient, the Lakers might be able to take advantage of that when they begin trending downward. Everything comes with a bit of risk, and there's no guarantee that this would work out for them either, but I would agree that it's probably their best option. Now, it's never fun to be patient, but more often than not, it does end up paying off, and hopefully that will be the case for the Lakers. What do you guys think though? Which option would you go with? And then why do you believe that is their best option? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to those of you who took the time to watch until the end of this video, and until the end of all of my videos in general. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.